Okay. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. I said yeah. Ooh. What's she gonna do? Ooh. Ooh. Alright. Alright. I doubt the price is gonna come down here. I'm just seeing it already. It's funny. Ooh. Get that out of here. I don't want no waiting room. Cool, cool. Yeah, that might not get hit. See the bearish candle, but it's probably not gonna get hit. What's good, my guy?
What up, homie?
Nothing much. About to get this analysis in.
Wish I could stay awake for longer than like 5 minutes when it's not even like 6 o'clock, but I'm about to finally be awake.
Man, you be sleep, man. Gotta wake up early.
I'm not gonna sleep on your analysis though.
Alright. I'm about to get started shortly. Alright, let me make sure everybody mutes. Allow participants to mute themselves. No. Just waiting a little bit more, like literally like 1 more minute. Stay hydrated, y'all. Drink water. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know why I'm here. Thank you guys for checking out my intraday/day trade analysis. It's your boy ABK, and let's go ahead and get this thing started, right? So yesterday on the DXY, we had a pretty bearish candle. Price pushed down, came and hit my 61.8 for this long-term swing that I've drawn out, right? It came to the 61.8 fib, and it's dropped even a little bit lower and came close to the 71% fib, but it didn't necessarily hit it. Depending on how this candle closes, I personally don't think it actually might hit it, because usually I just say it's anywhere inside this box, or anywhere in this range, I should say, is a place where you can be looking for buys, just like how I had up here as a possibility, but it was more, it looked like price still wanted to come down to these lows that I remember when price had came up here that I wanted price to really come down here, and it never did. And so now that it's done doing that, we're probably gonna see some type of consolidation here, most likely for a couple of days before price starts to move to the upside, if that's what the DXY is going to do. Now, I'm not saying that's what it's actually going to do, because on the weekly time frame, again, this looks like it's like, if this closes like this, then it just looks like three black crows, and the price is going to keep falling, possibly. But again, this was a place of area of interest that I've had it before in the past, and it's still, and I like how price came back to it. This is basically doing a break and retest of this structure, if you will. Let me go ahead and remove these actually, so that break and retest traders can see what I'm talking about. So something like that, right? Like you got the breakout, retest, continuation type of thing, something like that. Let me actually go ahead and remove this. I'm gonna take it off for now. Take off this line, and also take off here. So yeah, really gonna want to see what price is gonna do at this low, regardless, because I would say that it's made a higher high. This is the higher low, and now I would only think it's gonna make a higher high, because it broke through this bearish structure that it was like holding off of for about a month before it broke out. So really gonna wait and see what. Ooh, I forgot that I had that there, huh? This makes things interesting, because I did have this up here, huh? Yeah, I totally forgot that I had that there. Oh, wow. You see, this is why I actually like keeping markups sometimes. But yeah, so this could possibly be playing out for the sell to the downside, like price to continue going lower. Now that I really look at it this way, for sure. But again, since it's broke this bearish structure, it could also be a turnaround point. So I'm still going to keep these. I'm glad I kept them. Gonna leave them there. That's the reason why sometimes deleting your whole chart isn't the wave. So gotta really wait. For me personally, I want to see I would still love to see price come down here and then hold off down here personally. But overall, not really feeling the buys quite yet. Now, I know that this is an area where Peyton might be looking for a price to turn around at, maybe, possibly. I didn't take a look at his analysis yesterday, so I wouldn't know. He's like, boo, yeah, you suck. But from what I'm seeing with price action right now, I would probably realistically have to see price push up a little higher, drop down, then come back up if I want to really try to get into a buy type of thing. Or if price came down here, then I'd probably like set up a buy limit on USD pairs, like buy and sell limits, but that's about it, honestly speaking. But still, I am looking for the US dollar to start turning around in this area regardless. Although, like I said, it's really interesting how I totally forgot about this swing right here, because this could definitely be what the play is, especially since price is like realistically bearish from this high to that low. Yeah, it could definitely. Oops. I mean, that's what's playing out so far. %71 right here. That's playing out so far. So, who knows? We'll see what happens, right? It's crazy though. I really forgot that I had that there. That's why I'm taking so long on this. Let's go on over to arbitrage though. Let's go and see what we have here. 4-hour time frame isn't setting up. Not looking at the higher time frames. Looking more at the lower. So we have the daily. The 1-hour time frame is setting up for a buy. I like seeing that. So that means the 30 minutes probably already caught for one. Oh, not yet. Okay. Well, I'm not really going to be looking at the 30 minute. I'll be watching the 1 hour. So that means on EU, just going to switch over now to EU. This is the swing. So for EU, that means that the 1 hour time frame is setting up for a possible buy. So I think I already have an alert set for that. That is definitely not what I wanted. I think I have an alert set for Euro USD buy. Let me get rid of some of these. Hold on. There we go. I don't think I do. Never mind. There's actually a lot of things I need to delete from there. But anyways, 1 hour, I'm going to go ahead and set it up for a buy. A sell alert. Arbitrage, short, once per bar close, create. Gonna set that up just for that. Now let's go look at technical analysis for this. I'm low-key upset about Euro USD because I had an alert set right here. I've had this alert set for how long now? Let me see. What does it look like? It says 5-4. Usually these are for last a month. So if this is 5-4, then I set this up on April 4th at 6:38. Sorry. So for me seeing this, I set that up for that long ago, and the price really came up here, and it didn't trigger this. It's kind of annoying to me. Like, even let me take a look over here. Right here, April 4th, 6:40. Yep, right here. Literally, that's it right there. So it really kind of annoys me that my alert didn't get set off of that. But price came, hit my possible sell area, and if I remember correctly, first of all, let me get rid of this head and shoulders that definitely didn't play out, but price did continue going bullish, and also get rid of these fibs. Let me go on over. Is this all four? Nope. Those are deleted. That's deleted. That's deleted. Okay. There we go. So these trades, well in profit from down here if anybody held them. I don't know who held them. I did. I sure didn't. That's funny. Get rid of that. Okay. So price not necessarily at the 61.8, but from this swing right here, very interesting level to see for Euro USD from this swing, and that's probably the one that I'm most likely gonna play off of. And I remember I did this setup. This is I said, okay, if from down here, if these sells don't play out, then I'll be looking over here for possible sells as well. So price came really close to my 71% fib right here, rejected off of it. I'm really still, like I said, I'm still adamant on looking for sells on the Euro USD, because I do believe that the DXY might possibly keep pushing to the upside, but I still have my doubts because realistically speaking, on a higher time frame, this is very much bullish, and the DXY is very much bearish. Like, just looking at the weekly, from down over here in March all the way to here, it's just been one whole bullish move. So that's why I was like saying this is the risky sell, but this could be the start of it, right? So gonna wait and see how things play out. Still kind of upset that this didn't trigger and alert me. Intraday wise, all I could say is, like, if I'm looking at it from this point of view, then I'm kind of looking for buys, but then it's even sloppy, but it looks kind of like an M. It's kind of really sloppy, actually. Yeah, I don't know what to say other than it looks like this is gonna turn around, and the only way that I could really get into an intraday trade is based off of your arbitrage right now. So what I would say is that I'm just waiting for a breakout, retest, and continuation, and watch out in the chat for a possible EU buy. So I mean EU sell. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this right there. 80 USD. Oops. Alright, so 80 USD. This buy ended up playing out. Price didn't end up pushing to the downside. It's all good. So I'm still watching to see what AU does. I'm glad I didn't get into anything. For those who bought, then boom, you made some really good money off of that move. But I'm still watching to see if price is still going to hold at this support level right here, if you will, right? Because looking at this daily candle, it looks like price might be, if price really rejects off of here, then it's just going to continue falling. And this would be a good, I like where it's at for a sell. And then just seeing overall head and shoulders, price still holding below this. I like seeing those signs, and me wanting the US dollar to gain some strength as well. I would love to see this fall. But again, it's AUD USD, right? It's really bullish. It's been really bullish. And so again, it might be really too early to tell if it is indeed going to turn around. But based on the daily time frame and what I've been seeing for the past how many weeks now, I like the sells kind of. But again, it might be too early to tell. If this breaks to the upside, then it's not gonna go bearish. So still waiting, still gonna see what this does. Not really rushing AUD USD at this point, or any other USD pair for that matter. Same thing right here. I don't like how the 1 hour time frame looks personally. 30 minutes probably already called for the sell. No, not even yet. But I don't care how it looks. But I'm still waiting for. Ooh. This looks like a shooting star pattern right here. Like an evening star pattern right here. You have a shooting star candle. That's what that looks like to me. Then you have a bearish engulfing right after it on the 4 hour. I want this to sell. Like, no doubt, I want this to really sell. So we'll see what AUD USD does for the rest of the day before I make any decisions on it. But I'm really watching this for a sell. Okay. UChef. Let me see something real quick. Sorry. All right. Let's look at UChef, right? So didn't get this play, so that's exactly why I didn't get in, because I was like, the only way I can get into a buy at that point is if that happens. Glad I didn't get in. So let's take all these off. I have no idea why that's down there. So, UChef, I was saying that if I were to try to really like get into a buy, I would really want price to come down here. Now, I could say from this where price took off from this low to this high, then yeah, maybe I could get into a buy right here. I mean, it's not a terrible look, realistically speaking. It's really not. It's really not a terrible look, but it's just, I don't know. I just kind of prefer from down here to get a push up, because from this high, from this low to this high, this didn't even retrace. Price just kept going, then consolidated and kept going. Looks like level 1-ish, not even level 1 to me for if you're looking at market maker type of method or whatever, but it's like, it's not a bad spot. It's really not at a bad spot to look for buys. Point blank period. But if my stop loss hits, then it's literally gonna be at a point where I was already looking for a buy type of thing, you know? And it's not like I'm chasing a trade or anything like that. I know the risk that I'm taking. I understand, like, okay, this could possibly, let's look at just bears. It looks like prices is gonna keep dropping, especially with how yesterday closed on the daily. This looks like it's gonna possibly keep dropping to down here. So I think this is where I had it at. Or was it here? And this is from the 61.8, because price just kept going higher. This looks like this like level 1 on a daily time frame, level 2 on a daily time frame, level 3. They even consolidated, then it just dropped out of it. So I kind of still do want, yeah, I'm gonna have to personally wait. If UChef leaves me right here, I'll leave this area as a potential buy area for everybody else, but I'm gonna be patient on UChef, because I remember when price was going into a buy, I was like, okay, this thing, I really want it to fall before I get into a buy, and I'm just gonna stick with that. And so if price leaves me right here and goes to the upside, then absolutely, by all means, I'll even set up a buy call on the 1 hour time frame for it to tell me, okay, intraday, boom, there you go. There's a possibility for you to get into a buy, right? But until I get that call, I'm really not gonna look at UChef. Like, I see the possibility right here. Sorry. I definitely see that possibility right here for price to just buy out and keep going. And it's not even bad, because it is from like really an not impulsive, but a move that price just kept like pushing to the upside. But it's just, there's so much more down here as well that it could be possible. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna leave the chart looking like this and then see what happens. If RB calls for a buy, maybe I'll take it. But other than that, I'm gonna be patient. So watching UChef as well. S&P, I really don't have much to say about this other than the same thing that, oh, I want price to push down, then continue to the upside. Might be getting some arbitrage buy calls or some sell calls or something, but it's just, I don't know. I remember last time I tried getting into arbitrage sells. Oh wow, well this would have played out if I was paying attention to it. And price is dropping like a rock, man. Okay, that's cool. I like to see that. So 4-hour time frame, what are you looking like? Yeah, the 4-hour time frame might be the play. If I can get price to close down here, retest and continue to the downside. It's not necessarily it's not intraday, but it is a day trade. Maybe take a day or two. Retest, continuation to the downside. I like that. So I'll be watching for this. Maybe price can climb back up here. Maybe question mark, but it just depends because I also do see this being as a possibility. If you come closer. From this low to this high, look where price is hitting. So price can literally start to turn around right here. And I actually kind of volume VPN. Let me see some. Let me actually put the 50 EMA up as well. Okay, that's all the way up there. I could see that possible, but I don't know, Chief. This thing is just way too bullish to try to sell. And it's literally at a spot where if I was looking for buys, I would have to buy. Volume isn't even that crazy from this drop at all. By any means, the volume's not crazy. Look at this volume yesterday. This is not volume. Where's my y-axis? Right here. This is not volume that I would be saying that, oh, I'm trying to sell off of. Like, the volume is non-existent there. Let me look at the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, look at this. You get way more volume at market open, even like at 2:30, 2:45. Same thing. You get way more. This was on Friday. Like, no, I mean, this was yesterday. This was the volume yesterday. That was way more than this volume right here. So I'm looking for buys. I'm actually down to take buys right here. I'm gonna wait for better price action though. Let me see. Because look, even the point of control is all the way up here. There's nothing really down here that price is looking for at this point. Yeah, I'm looking for buys. So let's see. Oh, I like this. I love this. Tweezer tops right here. I love that. I'm buying. I'm gonna go ahead and although it's not at my position that I'd like, which is like just a couple points away. I'm definitely gonna go ahead and get into this buy. Because again, this is way too bullish for me to really say that, okay, this is just gonna sell right now, you know? And, you know, I don't really care for the way how it dropped, but the volume isn't telling me that this is gonna fall, personally speaking. Now, we do have Volume Master up in here, so let's check the chat. Ooh, I have 6 chats up in here. Man, no wicks, I don't care. Hey, listen, the wicks, they're not that crazy. But when I'm seeing the candles look like that, bro, I'm really, yeah. With the way how this fell and the way how the volume looked, I'm buying this thing. I'm not waiting. Let's go on to 30-minute time frame. 1 hour, 4 hour. Oh, and the 4-hour EMAs right there. The candles aren't looking pretty. Candles aren't looking pretty. But you know what? I'm taking the risk. If it falls, then it's gonna fall hardcore, and then I'll look to take the sell. But as of right now, I'm taking this risk right here. I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing here on the 15-minute. I'm down to take that L if it happens. Okay, let's go on over to arbitrage real quick. Again, I see this definitely being a possibility, and if that's what happens, L City. But until then, I'm not really trying to sell. So I'll go ahead and actually short, create, boom. Okay, it's going over to the Dow Jones. I'm pretty sure it's doing very similar very similar things. Let's go on over here. Yeah, this little measly drop that it made, and if I need price to come all the way down here in order for me to buy, like long term even. But then if I come closer, maybe this fool might have a point about waiting. Let me see though. I don't necessarily like there because they already did that bullish retest continuation there. This is such a stretch though. Hold on, let me see. I'd personally rather want to see 33755. So maybe Paint is right. Maybe I should wait, but you know, I'm gonna go ahead and take that risk and see what it does over here. Because if Dow Jones takes off from here, I'm okay with that because I'm already getting an S&P. But this is another place that you guys can try it at. But 33758 is where I would personally look for to sell. But price jumped off of the 50 EMA right there. Damn, that's even kind of clean how it popped off. And then it retested 61.8. It's possible for the sell. 15-minute time frame, same thing. You got freaking engulfing bullish candle right there. Yeah, I kind of like Nasdaq the Dow Jones to pop up as well, but I'm gonna stick with S&P. But I'm gonna place these all as buys. So this would be the play if I were to play it, although it's not even at my 71% or 61.8, kind of past that point. But if this is gonna just keep going bullish, the extension, that's where I would look to take profits at, like all my profits, make the risk to reward worth it. And then I feel like if it just breaks through down here, although yes, my preferred entry is right here, I'd probably just wait at that point. Well, actually, no. If for those who are getting in, maybe that could be another entry for you. Who knows? But this is where I'm getting my preferred. I'm waiting for this personally. But if you guys want, you guys take that one. And Mr. Nas came up to these highs that it struggled to break through. It's coming back into this zone right here. But I remember this was just personal revenge. I'm not gonna lie, that was a revenge trade for me personally. Alright, so I mean, it's at an area where I kind of would look for buys. Not even kind of, I would look for buys, especially with it making a double bottom, like how it just did right here. I like that. And again, if I'm seeing the other ones that I like them to push to the upside, I kind of feel the same with Nasdaq. So let's see what happens. I'm not really bearish on them. Like on only the small time frames is really bearish for me. So I don't see any potential news events that's going on for the US dollar. So hey, maybe this will push up while the DXY especially come, because I've seen it happen multiple times and I'm not going to correlate those two. So that's for the Nasdaq. Definitely low-key sketch, but let's see how this plays out. I still do think that it can make higher highs though, personally. 4-hour time frames, take a look. We're rejecting off that 50 EMA. If it breaks that 50 EMA on the 4-hour, then I would just say to get out personally. So that's that for the Nasdaq as well. I'm gonna go ahead and let me see real quick. Let me see what Payton has here. Oh, he said he's looking for sells hard. All right, well, I mean, if price pushes up there, then most likely I would probably just be like, yo, I'm just gonna put my stop loss at break even and see what Peyton does. He's looking for buys. I mean for sells at 34073. That's actually not bad looking to me. But it's just that the trend is just bull. It's just a really bullish trend for me to try to sell the US indices. So I like that though. I like that a lot. Let's see how things play out. Alright, Mr. Tacos. I like what I'm seeing from it. Took out these lows like I mentioned yesterday with this right here. I said it could possibly break through these lows and then push back to the upside. Or it could just be doing a break and retest. I personally don't think that's what it's doing. So let's see what it does. It's throwing wicks to the upside heavy, but it looks like it's breaking through this 50 EMA. I am still bullish on USD Mexican, and I am still in this sell, unfortunately, in the red, but I'm still in it, and I'm still looking for this to go bullish, quite honestly. So let's see what happens with USD Mexican. Like I said, I like the current price action. If anything, what I can see possibly happening is price pushing up. Oops. Price pushed up, come back down maybe, and then continue to the upside. That would be kind of love right there for a possible entry. And oh wow, I did not know that this happened. And I gotta actually be right back. I'm gonna be right back, y'all. My bad, y'all. Sorry for the wait. But yes, resume recording. So definitely like what I'm seeing from USD Mexican for the pullback. Like, I'm glad that I'm still been, well, not still been, that sounded terrible English, but I'm glad that I've still been holding this idea, because again, I just don't think that it's going to necessarily fall quite yet. It is very bearish, and it is still looking like it possibly can fall, but I just don't think it is. Not at this point, especially with where it bounced off from, because it made all these highs right here, and now I think it's just making this pullback, and now it's going to make a higher high to continue on its trend. Like, it just looked like it started a trend reversal to me. So let's see what plays out on USD Mexican. I don't know why I took off the green over there. Going over to gold, definitely in the green on here. All right, Mr. Gold basically been playing around entry. Playing around entry, came over here to 1787, so I still like this long-term sell. I do though want to see something like this play out for gold right now. Some from this high to this low, and I believe Mr. Payton is looking at the same thing. 1782, then take that to the downside. That's what I would love to see on Mr. Gold, for it to continue to the downside. Like I said, I'm still holding my long-term sell bias, definitely still holding that long-term sell bias, but for a price to push up and then continue to the downside is what I'm more looking for, right? That just looks more like a good intraday move type of thing. So I'm gonna wait and see if I can get that this morning. And so let me go ahead and set that alert there. First of all, template, and then add alert, crossing, create. All right, so let's see how the cookie crumbles on Mr. Gold over here. 4-hour time frame, still bearish. I think the 1 hour might be calling for a sell. Yeah, 1 hour is calling for a sell. Currently, price is at the RSI line, but this is already like came to where the band contracted to, because this looks like the price is gonna just pop up or down either side on gold. So personally, would trade off of the 1 hour arbitrage right now. Daily time frame, it has called for a buy, and regardless of, dang, this is already done its break and retest right here. But yeah, price, I like how it's still holding at this mean line, but I don't like how it could be possibly a green candle, because when I start to see green candles, I just think price is going to keep going to the upside. And again, weekly time frame, I'm still biased on the sell. So let's go ahead and see how things play out. I am definitely waiting for this move right here to the left. Price going up to 1782. I'm definitely waiting for that for the for an intraday type of move. So that's what I'm gonna be looking for on gold. Bitcoin. Ooh man, all right. So let me get rid of this, because that was just something that I was playing with yesterday. So price came back down over here, this zone. Let me go ahead and see where are these drawings at. That's not what I need. That's not what I need. That's not what I need. Well, actually, no, I do still want that there, because I still am looking for price to possibly, now yes, price did come back down to the 61.8 and reject off of it, and it looks like price can definitely still push to the upside, but I still really want to see 59,283 get hit, then maybe possibly see more of a correction on Bitcoin. Now This kind of is the same thing with the U.S. indices, right? This is way too bullish for me to start saying that, oh, I think this is gonna drop and everything like that. So it's not necessarily irresponsible to try to get into a buy, but it's risky on both ends. It's risky to try to take this to make higher highs for right now at least, and it's also a little risky for you to try to sell. So if you do want to buy, then sure thing. Like, I don't see, like I said, price came back down to the 61.8, ejected off of it. Current price action, bearish candle with there you go. Price didn't necessarily give like a bearish indication, but it did leave a wick to the downside. Then there's a engulfing candle that is bigger than this candle, so we could see price possibly turn around, but it's just price action isn't necessarily clear there. This is so much better for a morning star. This is so much better. I stay doing this. This is so much better for a shooting star to me, rather than what I saw on the 1 hour on this 30-minute time frame. So again, this, yes, you could definitely possibly look to buy Bitcoin. And if I were to put a sell stop loss, honestly, I would just put a stop loss at like 49,000. Not even put it at 46,000 over here. I would just have your stop loss right here, and then hey, if you want to take price to the upside, by all means. But putting anything more than 49,000 stop loss with price being this high, I just think it's just not reasonable. This is my personal opinion, because this could literally shoot down. Like I said, I want price to come up to 59,270, and if it does come up, then yeah, I'll like to take it to the downside possibly. But it's too bullish for me to try to do any of that right now, you know? So gonna just wait, gonna be patient on Bitcoin. I am tempted to buy. Don't get me wrong, I am so tempted to buy it, but I'm gonna be patient and wait on it. Because even if, let's say if this 50 EMA right here holds and then price just pushes down lower, then okay, good. Me waiting was the right decision. But as of right now, I'm gonna just let it do its thing. Let's go on to arbitrage. I'm pretty sure arbitrage has a setup for it though. Okay. 1 hour time frame called for the buy right here, then it didn't, then it called for a sell, price pushed down. It's just all over the place right now. 30-minute time frame calling for a buy right now, but I don't like how this looks, but the price action right here, it was better suited for me to say that okay, this might go into a buy. So again, I'm just not interested. I'm not feeling it. Let me tell everybody to hop back on. So that's just me personally with Bitcoin. I wish I could buy it. I wish I could say I want to buy it right now, but I don't. Ripple, same thing. And it's just more of, even for this reason right here, it's really more of for this reason right here. Me seeing that price push down and then price came up and retested off of this zone. It's not just off of Ripple, but it's off of the likes of Litecoin as well. Price came back up to this zone, rejected off of it. Ethereum, same thing. Price came up. There was at this right here. Price rejected off of that as well. So I still want to see these. Short-term bull moves, and then a continuation to the downside, or price just continue down further lower, so that we can get better pricing. You know, I'm not really I'm just not seeing a clear route, if I will. Let me admit him. I didn't. So that is what I'm seeing with the cryptos. I just want to really see them better angle at this. But you see, even this, like came 61.8. I just want to really see them fall lower, honestly. Like, I just don't like where they're at for me to say that, oh, I'll get into a buy right here. I'd rather like get into a buy if the price can come lower, like around, and get better pricing for another bull run. Because they've been on a good bull run. They're letting off some steam. If this can really come back down, like it comes to 42,500 for Bitcoin, like the 80 to 70 cents on Ripple, Litecoin, it's still holding above here though. It's still holding above areas where it could really take off. But it's just kind of like, it's like I said, it's just like the US indices. You just have to, like, if you want to play them, you can. You just have to make the decision on your own. Because Litecoin, again, price came down to 78.6, stopped up came even a little lower. Now it looks like it's going to take off. They're all at spots where they could really just go bullish and do their thing. Same thing with Ethereum, came to 78.6. It looks like it's possibly going to take off again. So it's just, you have to make the decision on your own, right? Alright, let's go on over to Gdp Usd. GU, man, it's made this push to the upside heavy hard. But again, it's just looking like, I don't know. Same GU, same thing with a lot of the other currency pairs. It looks like it's just extremely bullish. But who knows? Maybe it's trying to turn around. Maybe it's trying to grab some liquidity up over here. Because I kind of all I really see at this point is surprising. All I really see is liquidity up here. Price could potentially stop into the upside, then drop, retest to continue the drop type of thing, or it could just fall from here. But as of right now, all I see is this playing out. And we could definitely get that tomorrow type of move, like a stop into the upside during London session. Could possibly get that, so I'm gonna wait for that on GU type of thing. I don't want to just play it off of this resistance right now. Although, yeah, nothing's really here telling me that, but it could really fall from right here, honestly. Like with Euro USD and the others, this could fall possibly, but I'm not interested in trying to sell it right now. I'd rather see something better come to play for me, unless I see something on arbitrage, like the 1 hour time frame, where it's like, oh yeah, go ahead. You see, this isn't calling you or anything yet, so I'm just gonna set this up for a possible sell. And if it gives me a sell, then I'll just be like, okay, take the sell. If it tells me to get out and just wait, or take the buy up to the upside. 4 hour time frame, extremely bullish. Daily time frame, bullish. Weekly, bullish. So it's like trying to sell it is kind of, I see the 30-minute sell for sure. All it needs to do is really just break these lows and it's taking off. But I'd rather play the 1 hour instead. 1 hour looks safer. Break, retest, continuation to the downside. So I'll be watching for this. GA, I was tempted to buy it, but I remember my setup, and I was like, oh man, I shouldn't. And lo and behold, it did the same thing that I basically want to see what GU do. Like literally, push to the upside, crash down, retest, continuation to the downside. This is basically what I want to see GU do. Like realistically. I like how it popped up in there real quick for a couple hours. Faked out. I mean, it's not necessarily a fake out. I'm not looking for, I don't want to look for, why is this here? I don't want to really look for buys here. Like I can't. I don't think GPs are gonna buy right now. Honestly, I think they're gonna fall. It's just a hunch. So my sell box. I don't know why this wasn't all displayed, but yeah, I personally think that GA is gonna fall. I liked how it really did stop out potential buyers to continue buying. Then came back down, retest. If you go to the lower time frames, I'm pretty sure that this is a 61.8 or 71% where price was consolidating right there. Even from this high to this low, 61%. Or if you want to do it from this where price really started at, that's the 71%. Price is going to keep falling? I do believe so, but I missed my entry by 15, 20, like about an hour. So it happens. But yeah, I do think that GA is going to keep falling, personally speaking. I love how it played. It did that play. That was actually really clean. That's actually one of the cleaner moves I've seen GA do in a minute. Let's go on arbitrage. I forgot. Sorry. Oh, and the 1 hour might be setting up for that buy though. Might have faked people out, but now it's probably going to be actually ready for a sell shortly. So same thing. Gonna just set my alert. Short on once per bar close. Continue anyway. Let's see what happens with that. 4 hour time frame is calling for a buy though, so that's something that I'm really watching out for. But again, I'm not enticed by the buys, or I'm not feeling the buys personally. But again, this is one thing though. If AUD USD is gonna go bearish, then chances are that GBP AUD is gonna go bullish. Those are the chances. Am I very much aware of that? Yeah, because even the weekly time frame might still call for a buy. So if this still calls for a buy, then this actually makes me now question GA a lot. But let's see how things play out, you know? Like I said, I've already missed my entry, so that's actually probably a good thing that I missed it, because who knows, maybe this is going to go for a buy, because market maker, all I can really see is level 1, level 2, still has one more to go for a buy. And if it does go for that buy, then arbitrage is going to make me say that on a higher time frame, I think GA might go bullish. So let's see what happens with that. I'm going to keep my eye on it. GJ. So first of all, let me go on to the trade that we're in. GJ almost hit stop loss, didn't necessarily do that. On the daily time frame, still hasn't called for the exit quite yet. And based on how the wick is looking, price is still like based off of this wick. And if price closes like this, although it still has 9 hours left, it still could possibly sell. But again, this is kind of risky in the first place, because I was already saying that on here, on my technical analysis setup, this actually played up really nicely where price pushed. I wanted price to come down, came and hit my entry that I wanted to get in that I missed for a possible like hedge trade. And look, now it's pushing to the upside. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. So it's kind of like, oh, this might actually be going bullish. But again, arbitrage is still possible for it to sell. It's just at a really tight spot. But from this high to this low, 61.8 did get hit. So price could really just respect that. I wanted it to come a little higher, quite honestly. But it didn't do that. And then so now price could just fall right down, and then it will match up with the arbitrage daily sells. So let's see what happens. But I like the sell. I still like the sells on GJ, so I'm still holding my GJ sells. So let's see what happens with that. So still holding. If my stop loss gets hit, maybe it might be the case of, oh, yeah, stop loss got hit on arbitrage, but this is where your technical analysis setup comes in. So if you're still holding this and you are actually using good risk management, you can move your stop loss up to these highs even. and just like stretch it out, you can. Because usually with these type of setups, what do? I put my stop loss above the previous highs. But I just put my stop loss a little lower just for convenience sake. But again, if you really want to, you can play this out long term to the downside. Short term wise, I mean, my entry wouldn't have got hit because it would be 71% regardless. And on arbitrage, I don't think it's calling for a sell quite yet. Yeah, not yet. On the 1 hour. So yeah, nothing on GJ except for the long-term swing. And EG, same thing, guys. Like, I kind of think this is gonna buy, and there's a couple of things that makes me even think that this is gonna buy for sure. So one thing, my sell entry right here didn't get hit, so that's a bummer. But price did push down. That's number one. Price did push down, so that's a good thing. Number one. Number two, it didn't come into my zone, so I could still possibly do a stop hunt to the downside, then push to the upside. That would have been nice for a possible buy if price did push down, but it might not realistically. I mean, hey, who says that price? Who said that price might not even just like be doing this, where it's like, oh, that's my 71% right there, and I'm gonna take off. Maybe that's exactly what it's doing, right? Preferably though, I would have wanted it at the other place, but we'll see how this plays out. And then, if I go on to arbitrage, the fib that I just drew out matches mostly with the daily time frame, which is calling for a buy. It did the retest of the RSI line. Kind of looking like this might turn around based off of arbitrage and go to the upside, make a higher high after breaking bear structure, now retesting said bear structure. So I'm bullish on Euro GBP, which makes me bearish on the other GBP pairs. So that is that on Euro GBP. Personally, can't really get into anything except for this possible buy on EG right here. Hello. Alright, so I mean, the buy hasn't been called yet, so I'm just gonna wait for the buy itself, but I'm definitely liking the long possibility. Create, continue anyways. Let's see how this plays out. I like the buy opportunity, the buy possibility. Alright, so Euro AUD, whole lot of garbage right there. Alright. So, Euro AUD, been consolidating, and I said that if I wanted to sell this, I would need price to come to 1.56019 and then push to the downside. But I don't like how EA looks, and I think that it's just going to keep going higher, especially with Euro GBP possibly going bullish. So I'm gonna just not trade EA like I mentioned on Sunday. Instead, I'm just gonna leave it alone. Not really gonna trade it. And I think probably Ian's probably showing me the same thing. Yeah, exactly. Price is still at this low. If you want, you can buy it up here. You can just play the range, but I am not interested in EN, neither EA. I'm not gonna trade them on arbitrage or anything. So besides that, is there any questions? Does anybody have any questions for me before I hop off and edit these videos so that I can post them up? Nothing. All right, guys. Like I said, I might be even thinking about taking off Euro AUD and Euro NZD off of my watch list, because I don't really trade them that often. I've noticed that, so I might be taking them off my watch list. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for hopping on. I do appreciate it. We'll be posting up the playback very shortly, and thank you guys for checking out my analysis. Let's make some money later, y'all.